Hello and welcome to a Let's Play for King's Quest III to Heir is Human. Before we begin, I want to let you know of a change that has taken place. Recently, like many other YouTube users, I was given the ability to upload videos longer than 15 minutes to my YouTube account. Because of this, I won't be timing my videos quite as strictly as I have in the past. However, even though there is now apparently no time limit, I will still be splitting my Let's Plays into parts, and I will also not likely make any of the parts longer than 30 minutes, due to the long load times viewers who have slower internet connections would have to endure for videos that could potentially be hours long. That being said, I will also be more likely to split videos based on where I am in the game, rather than the need to adhere to a strict time limit. Anyway, enough about that. Now that you're all up to speed, let's jump into King's Quest III to Heir is Human. Hello and welcome to King's Quest III. One quick thing I'll note here is that the interface is pretty much exactly the same as King's Quest II and presumably King's Quest I, the AGI version, because this is the AGI engine, same engine used in both of the previous games. You've got the only thing missing here is the swim option is no longer available, and actually I'm trying to recall, I'm pretty sure you don't ever even need to use it. I'm pretty sure Gwidion swims on his own whenever he's put to it. An addition that has been made is the clock on and off option in the special menu. If you notice, up near the top of the screen, almost in the middle, there's a clock that ticks away. It's almost at real time, but not quite. The reason for it being there is something I'll explain in a bit, but you can actually turn it off and on if you want to. I never turned it off because I always found it to be rather useful, and like I said, excuse me, I'll explain that a bit later. The speed again is the same. I'm going to go ahead and set that to fast like I normally do. So as you notice in King's Quest III, you don't start out as Graham of Daventry, or anyone of Daventry for that matter. You start out as Gwidion, a slave in the country of Ludor, under the watchful eye of the cruel wizard Manannan. This is his house, obviously, He just told us to go sweep the kitchen, so that's what I'm heading off to do right now. You are a slave, and it's something that's very important to remember in this game. So that, this is the kitchen. So that, if you don't do what you're told, consequences result. And actually, sometimes they're rather hilarious, but, eventually disobedience can result in death for Gwidion. So you have to make sure that whenever Manannan pops up and says you need to go do this, you go do it. Because, like I said, you are a slave. And so you need to be sure that you do whatever it is you're supposed to do. Otherwise, you'll get in big trouble. So, excuse me, we've swept the floor, and we're going to go ahead and explore a little bit. Wizard rarely comes in here, so let's get some of this stuff that we see in here. There's a knife and a spoon. Alright. It's a good place to start. Alright, what else do we have in here? Oh, the bowl. Okay. Take the bowl. Alright, what else? What's here on this table? Alright. Take. Excellent. Another useful thing about this game is if you hit the F4 key or the tab key to see your inventory, whichever. You'll notice that right now we have, some regular everyday items in our inventory. Later on, we're going to have a few items that will have a star next to them, or an asterisk. I can never say that word. An asterisk next to them. And these items are items that, if the wizard Manannan finds me with them, he will kill me. And that also will be explained to you later about why. But if you have one of these items in your inventory and you cross to another screen while the wizard is awake, or while the wizard is awake or around, or if he comes and finds you with one of these items, then he kills you instantly, and there's no escape from that. So, and like I said, I'll explain why later. So let's see what we have here. Of course not. You can usually largely ignore the wizard if he just pops in and then pops away, but if he tells you to do something, which doesn't look like he's going to. Yeah. He does that every once in a while. It's just unnerve you. He just pops in and is like, "Arr," and then leaves. We're going to go ahead and do a little more work around here. See, he gave me an order. Well, you say, well, I just cleaned the kitchen. It can't be filthy. It doesn't matter. He is the wizard and you are the slave. You gotta go do what he says. It can get a trifle annoying if you aren't sure what you're doing, but you do what you have to do to survive. That's the first. It's pretty much the main rule of all King's Quest games. You do what you need to do to survive, and anything after that is just gravy. Alright, let's go see what else we can find. Is he still in here? Yep. Ah, chamber pot. Oh, that's lovely. For those of you who aren't sure what a chamber pot is, and if you're not, I don't really blame you, you'll find out in a second. Chamber pots are basically the toilet of medieval times. Yes, it's right next to his bed. That is kind of disgusting, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. Moving along. This is the upstairs. Hello, wizard. See, this is what happens if you do something. See, if you do something against his wishes, he punishes you. And like I said, sometimes it's actually kind of hilarious. But then other times it's pretty deadly. Notes to programmers. King's Quest 4. Awesome. Wizard never enters it. That is a big clue right there. The wizard never comes in here, ever. So, if you have any of those contraband items, and you think the wizard's going to come back soon, you shove them all under the bed. He won't suspect a thing. And then when you need him again, you just take him. Now you may be wondering, come back? What in the world are you talking about? And you'll see what I mean in a second. It takes a minute or two for it to happen, but eventually, and this might be it. Nope. Not yet. Alright. Well, we'll go ahead and busy ourselves some more chores, and here we go. Oop. No, not yet. Not yet. Run away. Alright, fine. See, it does get a tad annoying, doesn't it? Da-da-da-da. Sweeping away. Even though I just swept a few minutes ago. Must have gotten awfully filthy in that time. Alright. Oh, and there's a cat here, by the way. Detestable cat. I like cats, to be honest, but apparently this one is a rather nasty one. Oh, you're still in here. Alright. I guess while we're waiting, go downstairs and... Oh, one other thing. I'll show you here in a second. You are allowed to go outside, because one of your chores is to feed the chickens, but you see this path down here? You are not allowed to actually go down the mountain. So, if you do, punishment ensues. Not usually death, unless you do it more than once, but, okay. But, it is still a normal punishment, like the exercise or some other nasty things you can think of to do to you. Alright, back here we are. Still waiting. I'm trying to remember what that is. Oh. See, you can dust off his desk too while he's not in here. And sometimes he'll actually tell you to do it. He just doesn't want you in here unless he told you in here to be in here. But he won't usually do anything bad to you unless you come in and he tells you to leave and you don't leave. Then you have problems. So as you can see, this is not a typical King's Quest game. And at this point, you may be wondering why it was even called King's Quest at all. And to be honest, a lot of people wondered that. But eventually, things will become clear to you. Indeed. A dead fly. Well, that's not important, right? We'll come back for that. Alright, that's pretty much all there is to Manannan's house. So I'm just going to hang around and wait for wait to have some time to myself. Eventually Manannan's gonna pop up and be like, hey, I'm peacing out, and then the real fun starts, because then you're all alone. This is it. There we go. He is peacing. And so now we have the house to ourselves. And now it's time to cause some real mayhem. So the first thing we're going to do is start going through his stuff. And as long as we hide it all under the bed before he gets back, he'll never be the wiser. Hand mirror, okay. And you actually already took it. Look at that. Essence of rose petal. A teleportation map. Really is quite useful. I'm not exactly sure how you run a hand along there when you're, when it's twice as tall as you are, but, Brass key. I mean, seriously, look at that thing. How did he run his hand across the top? And we'll go ahead and get our little fly here. Oh, okay. We take the wings and throw away the raisin. Could have at least put it on his cereal or something. Aw. Get over here, cat. Haha. What are we going to do with it? Oh. See, if you try to move while you have the cat in your arms, he jumps out. And apparently, Gwidion weakling can't hold a cat in his hand. Get over here, you little varmint. Gotcha. funny thing about that is Gwidion doesn't even know he's helped him yet. But one of the here I'll show you the inventory. See, you've got asterisks next to a lot of these things. So if the wizard finds you with any of them, you're sunk. Now, since this is the only locked door in the house, the wizard's magic wand. I don't know why you would relock it, because if you don't take the wand back and lock it then, you're gonna die anyway, so... Metal lever. Oh. Well, what have we here? See the cat? Gotta be careful on these steps, because this cat will trip you up if you step into him. If you step on him while you're down here. And you trip on him, and you fall to your death. And this is Manannan's secret right here. The sorcery of old. And so it is. That is your key to actually escaping from the clutches of Manannan. Alright, I think that's everything. Yeah. Alright. This is your key right here. If you come down here, the basic idea of the first part of the game is to come down here and use the magic spells in that book to free yourself from Manannan. Now, a lot of the things that I'm doing here are a lot of them seem rather rather odd. They seem fairly arbitrary. That's because one of the things about King's Quest III is that a large part of the puzzles were hidden in were part of copyright protection, and so the spells that you need to escape from the wizard Manannan are actually located in the King's Quest III manual. So all all or most of the things that I've been picking up so far, you wouldn't really know to pick up if you haven't read the manual and seen the spell ingredients in them, like the cat fur or the fly wings or all those ingredients on the shelves. You wouldn't normally know to take those things. Well, you might know the shelves because the ingredients were listed specifically by name when you got a description using look. But for the most part, you wouldn't know to take some of this stuff unless you had actually read the manual. And that's what's going to happen for pretty much the first half of this game, is I'm going to go around the land and I'm going to pick up things that you might think, why is he picking that up? Well, that's why. Because I'm actually going to need those things as ingredients for spells. But for right now, I think I'm going to end this Let's Play. We've been going for about 30 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And when we come back, we shall venture out the door and journey down into Ludor. See if we can pick up some useful spell ingredients and get back here before the wizard does. Because if we don't, he's going to find us with a lot of ugly contraband, and we're going to have a problem on our hands. So, for right now, I will thank you for watching, and hope to see you again next time. Good night.